House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have a present for you for this edition of House to Home. It is information, because there is no asset more valuable on planet Earth, and the queen of information when it comes to real estate is my dear friend Liz from RE/MAX Diamond Realty. Guam. Hafaday.
Hafaday.
Okay, I have some questions of you. We want to dovetail off a previous episode that we did. We were talking about inspectors, and you said that some inspectors are better at other things, like maybe electrical or structural or mechanical, what have you. I'm curious now, how exactly can I, as a prospective buyer of a home, how do I vet a good inspector? Because I have no idea how to qualify who's good, who's not. You know, somebody seemed nice on Facebook, you know, they got a nice website, and then they wind up being a shyster. Well,
we do have a list. We don't recommend one. We would give a potential buyer a list of inspectors, and then they would pick from the list. Now, I've had some of the buyers call each of them, talk to them and ask them questions about what they've done, how long they've done it.
Shop around.
And of course, and then they would make their selection, or they would arrange for a meeting to meet with them. There are a number of them on island. There's about maybe 5 of them that I can think of right now. Now, some of them are certified inspectors, and they've done this for many years. And then, of course, they're engineers that are out there also doing inspections. There's about 3 or 4 of them that actually go do home inspections. Some of them specialize with inspecting for the bank. Like the bank would require certain inspections from these engineers. And then like an electrician would also accompany some of them. So I know one inspector, for example, has an electrician come with him, and he handles the main part of the house, whereas the electrician checks the electrical panel, checks the outlets, and check all the different aspects of the electrical function of the home. So each of them, I know they have their little gadgets that they bring with them to check the electrical, to see if there's electrical currents.
Of course they do.
Out.
They're engineers.
Yes.
And the slide rule and the pocket protector.
And I think I mentioned in our last program that the inspection reports could be, short and sweet. It could be a number of pages. It could be 10. It could be 30. It could be 40. And I have seen reports that have been pretty detailed and pretty lengthy. Now, each inspector has their own, of course they follow a certain guideline and they have their form, but some may be a little more meticulous about their inspection. And I usually tell the buyers that when you have an inspector come in, you need to focus, because if you're overwhelmed, if let's say you have 50 or 60 items, you need to look at what is important for you. And which items. I had one buyer, for example, he had a list of about 80 items, and he followed, and this is critical for a buyer, Gina and I talked about this the other day, to be there doing the inspection and follow the inspector around so that as they go, you have one written report, but you're actually seeing what are they pointing out, and is it a minor problem, is it a big problem. So my buyer actually walked around with the inspector, and he just did his own little, from the 80 items, he was only concerned with a few of them, and a few of them that maybe the seller could fix, and then the rest of it was minor to him because he could handle it.
I wonder, is there, within your industry, is there like a website, like there are some for other professions where you can actually get qualified like reviews of opinions, like for electricians or like painters or things like that?
We don't have the angels list for Guam.
Yeah, exactly. Where you can say, like, you have a list of customers and they say, oh, Mr. John or Mr. Jamil came out to my house and they did a thorough inspection. He was really nice. He was on time. Got it done.
Yeah, I'm not aware of that for our local market. However,
because for me as a neophyte, I put a lot of value in that. I would want to see, hey, my cousin said this guy was good. There's a lot of weight behind that.
So, but what we do is, as we do our different transactions, we come across the different inspectors, because when our buyers ask for a list, we provide that to them and they would select. Some of them do have websites, some of them don't. But again, I do recommend that they contact someone, talk to them over the phone, interview them, ask them what they do, because in terms of cost, it's about maybe $5 to $5.50 maybe for an inspection report.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
It's not bad, but it protects you so that when you go into buying a home and you're done with it, you know what you're dealing with. You don't want to go in and then all of a sudden you're overwhelmed because there's so many items that need to get handled.
Okay, can I just ask something? Because this is Guam, all right, and we know the way things work around here. My cousin Steve is, you know, like an inspector and everything like that. I can just use him. But you said that some engineers and some inspectors work specifically for a bank. If I go through a certain bank and they say we only work with this inspector, is the process
Actually,
that time? Is it all laid out for me already?
The inspector is your choice, and it's not a requirement. You could ask Uncle Joe. Let's say he works in construction.
Okay.
You, as a buyer, could ask Uncle Joe, come on, Uncle Joe, come and look at the property.
I have an Uncle Joe that works for
Tell me."
DPW, and he
Yes,
knows that kind of stuff.
You could ask him to come and look at it. But it behooves you in your due diligence process to have someone at least come and look at the home and point out different things about it.
Okay, and is this like a professional engineer will have like a document and then ultimately sign off on it? That's the report. That
Usually
qualifies
they
it.
will put a report together. They would put photos in the report circling the item of issue and then put it on their list. Yes.
That's the verification.
Yes, that's the verification.
Okay, I feel a lot better. I honestly, before we started doing this segment, I was really stressed out about how to pick an inspector, but you have allayed my concerns. You have given me peace of mind, and that's what I appreciate so much about you.
Well, great.
Well, thank you. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
And we will see you the next time we are on the air. Bye-bye.